I started this role at the start of November. Really excited about it. Like, coaching is a big passion of mine, but coaching kids especially is a massive passion. That's where my heart lies. I do a lot of my own stuff. I coach the grammar boys up in Launceston. I've had my own kicking academy, which I've been running since I finished footy at the end of 2016. So that's a specialised kicking thing. I was renowned for being a good kick, but when I finished and someone asked me a favour, I realised I could coach it as well. So, and for me, just watching kids improve is the biggest thing for me. That's what I love doing. And generally, once I get started talking on stuff, especially stuff about kicking, which I know really well, generally people have to stop me. So if at any point in time I'm talking too much, just someone give me a wave or something. But I'm a very relaxed person. I'm a very open person. I can promise you a lot of things. I can promise you that I hate presenting. So this is not one of my strong suits. I can promise you that if you ask me a question, if I don't have the answer, I'll find it for sure. I have a hard time saying no. So if you ask something from me, if you want me to come down and be with your clubs, there's a fair chance you're going to get a yes, even though I live in Lonnie. So, and I can promise you that I'm just here to help. I'm literally here to help. Anyone that wants it, whenever I join a footy club to play, especially in the amateurs when I've finished, the thing I always say is once I'm in, I'm in. And it's no different in this role here. This is an education and support role, and I'm here to try and support you to the absolute nth degree as best I can. Like I said, I'm passionate about coaching, especially coaching kids. So if you need something from me, just go ahead and ask. My phone number is very much out there, and if I don't pick up, I'll definitely get back to you, all right? So that's a little bit about me. All right, so have you all re-accredited yourselves for coaching for the year? I know some people had some issues doing it earlier on. This video has just come out. It's not a very long video, but it's just something that I thought that I'd put up. It's really, really effective for that space of things, okay?
CoachAFL is changing the game with free membership for all coaches. As part of CoachAFL membership, coaches are able to register for their club, complete their accreditation, and access a wide range of resources and benefits under our 3 pillars: Learn, Coach, Connect. CoachAFL is your one-stop shop for all your coaching needs, including accreditation. Included within your free membership is access to all 3 Foundation Level 1 courses: Junior, Youth, and Senior. Coaches also have access to an expanding resource library full of short, interactive online modules, articles, videos, podcasts, webinars, and more. Discover these resources categorised using our 6 coaching competencies to elevate your coaching to the next level. Coaches learn best when they're on the job. CoachAFL has partnered with Rookie Me to provide an industry-leading platform which hosts training activities and sessions. Rookie Me Coach. The CoachAFL membership provides coaches with access to AFL curriculums, education to empower them to take their game to the next level. Explore new activities to implement at training, or utilise full sessions designed to get the most out of your playing group. Coaches can also purchase CoachSmart whiteboards to help on game day, and their membership is linked to their community club to ensure they can be selected to a team sheet. As coaches, we thrive on connecting with others and sharing our experiences. CoachAFL membership also provides coaches with the ability to register for free workshops nationwide, hosted by our state and territory affiliates, connecting you with coaches in your region. Register for a Tackle Your Feelings workshop and complete the online module, The 4 Quarters of Mental Health, and join one of our many webinars throughout the year to connect with AFL and AFLW senior coaches, leading industry experts and local heroes. And did we mention all of this is free? Join CoachAFL this season. Simply go to coach.afl to kickstart your coaching journey.
All right, so in that video it gives you a fair bit of information. Like, who here actually has a bit of a fish around in the CoachAFL website? Many? Not many, yeah. About 35%, which is pretty standard. Like it says in the video, most of us learn on the job and learn coaching out in the ground and prefer face-to-face stuff, which is hence the reason I came down here to do this face-to-face. So we find it's much more beneficial. Having said that, there are so many resources online in the CoachAFL website, it's not funny. And I've been saying to everyone at the moment, there is no easier time to become a first-time coach than right now because of the support you've got. the Rookie Me platform, which a fair bit of this session is based around. Who has had a dig around the Rookie Me stuff? Yep, few. For those that have used it, is it good? Yeah. So the Rookie Me platform is by far the best coaching education tool that I've seen to date. And that's why I say there's no better time than at the moment to become a first-time coach. And the reason we're putting so much time and money into this space as well is because the number one reason we know kids leave the game is because of the coach. It's the number one reason. But we also know one of the other number one reasons for coaches leaving the space is because it's overwhelming and they don't feel the support, or they don't have it, or they don't know where to go and get it. All right? Because coaching for the first time is bloody overwhelming. Like, I've done it for a few years now and I still get nervous going to training. Right? So it's about trying to let you guys know where the support is, know that you can access someone into the AFL. We've got the mentor program which has kicked off, which a few of you may have heard about and know about at the moment, but I'll go into a little bit more detail with that later on. So like I said at the start, we're trying to put as much support around you guys as possible so that you find it easy to coach your kids have fun, and you want to keep coaching. We want you guys to not coach for 1 or 2 years. We want you to enjoy the coaching experience and keep coaching. Right? This was in the video as well. It's that much information in the CoachAFL space, it's not funny. The JCC, so which is here. If anyone doesn't have a copy or any copy of any of these, which refer to you, so these are all in age groups, 9 to 10-year-olds, 11 to 12s, coaching women and girls, that sort of stuff. If you don't have any of them, please come and take a hard copy before you go. All right, they're an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. The JCC is what was developed a little while ago, giving us a basic outline of how we should go about training our kids, our juniors, which way we should do it, giving you little tips about how to take training, things you take training, breaking training sessions down, all those types of things. It's, once again, it is a tremendous thing to look at. This is something that I put in because a lot of what we need to drive with our kids is skill-based and development, right? I've coached and had other coaches who are under 10 coaches come up to me and say, Jay, how can I get all the kids to stop following the football? And I'm going, they're 9 years old, let them have fun. Like, we can't get a game style, and we can't even do drills properly if we don't have our skill development in place. There is no point. You can have the best game plan in the world. If your kids can't hit a kick from 10 metres away, there is no point. Absolutely no point. And the thing is, if they can't do that as well, they're not going to enjoy it. So everything we do, especially at a child's level, has to be a skill development based training session. So a lot of what I'll take you through, and a lot of what we'll do outside, is about footies in hands, 300 touches that every kid gets every session, not just the best players in your team, and other kids run around and get 6 touches of training and go, well, that was a really rubbish hour for me. So that is what's heavily in how we should coach our kids. All right? So that's why I put this triangle up. There's no point doing these top 2 if you can't get this right. You get this right, then you move into this sort of stuff. But even still, this stuff comes well before this as well. For me, getting into game style drills and how you play is not something that comes into action until the kids are 14, maybe. All right? Once they start. Because, like I said, you can't get this right. There's no point doing the rest. So this slide is what is part of what's in the JCC. And it's about what success looks like when we're training with kids. Ideally every player has a football to share, or one between 2 at a minimum. We try and drive footies in, footies in hands, have as many footies going at the same time. But you know what? It's actually bloody hard to run a training session if every kid's holding a footy. It's almost impossible, right? So we try and say 1 between 2 as much as possible in training sessions. And I'll take you through some stuff where we're all going to get involved and have footies downstairs and have a bit of a muck around. But I'll take you through a sequence of something that is very easy to do, that can get your kids having 150 touches of the footy within, your first 10, 15 minutes of training. All right? And it's about the way you go about it, the way you sell it to the kids, the things you bring in that keep them engaged. All right? Having kids engaged, especially from the moment they get to training, is such a big thing for getting them to stay engaged through the whole training session. If they come and training slow at the start, they'll feel slow no matter what. If in the middle part you try and pick it up again, you still find it hard to pick those kids up because they'll have that slow start. Does that make sense? Kids go from what they start with all the time. This is how you should think about coaching things. So these are the age groups of kids and the kind of things that you should focus on in these particular ages. And you can see how it's only getting to sort of when they're 12-year-olds, you know, the transition stuff, and a contestant balance of who's inside, who's outside. That's only comes very later. So all our stuff early on with the juniors is all about touch, winning the footy and the correct technique to protect themselves. We don't want kids to be scared on the ground as well. We want them to feel comfortable with contact. It's about teaching them how to deal with that contact. This is just a bit of an example, once again, that's in the JCC, about how you could possibly break up a training session. All right. This is such an important thing. Unstructured play is important for skill acquisition with kids, no matter what. The more you can get early on for kids to figure out their own way to touch the footy, touch, drop, kick, handball, all that sort of stuff. There is no correct way to kick the ball. There is no correct way to handball the ball, mark it, anything. Everyone is different. Everyone has different size hands, different size feet. And this is something that I really drive when I do my own kicking stuff. Right, so if we, judging by your age group, is judged by what size footy the AFL picks for you to use. One of the main big things that I have an issue with when I'm trying to teach kids how to kick properly is that most kids have a two-handed ball drop. And that's purely and simply because they can't hold the footy in one hand. When I take a kicking session, I have balls right from a size 1 all the way up to a full size. And I ask the kids, the first thing I ask is, can you hold that ball there without dropping it? If they can't, we train with a ball smaller. If you ever get the opportunity to train with a ball, or your kids to train with a sack of balls that is a size smaller than what you use, take it. So beneficial. While we don't grab a footy, we never grab a footy, we guide a footy. But to start with, if kids need to learn to be able to hold the ball, all right? So if they can't hold the ball, they're never going to learn to drop the ball right. Does that make sense? Yeah? So it's a massive thing. It's my number one thing when trying to teach kids how to kick, or they come to me, need to learn how to kick, is they all drop the ball with two hands. And it's just because you're playing under 8, so you've got to use this size footy. But no one's the same. Everyone's got different size hands and feet and everything like that. So we'll go through different size ball play when we're outside as well, but it's a really big and important thing that you can use in your training as well. So that's just why I put that up. Unstructured play and unstructured use of the ball, because if a kid drops a ball 180 degrees and it hits his foot, but he hits the target 9 times out of 10, is his ball drop wrong? It's not, is it? That's why when kids come to me and I go, I was a great kick, but I'm not here to teach you how to kick like me. And it's like they go, oh, thank God for that. I change little bits and pieces in them to make them more comfortable in their own action. Because if they're comfortable in their own action, you have less stress, and stress is the biggest thing with kicking. Okay? So teaching a kid to kick like Matthew Lloyd or Dustin Martin or whatever doesn't work, because no one's the same. Right? I was a good kick, but my kicking style wasn't perfect, and it's not correct, because there is no correct kick. Okay? This is a shot of the main website. These are the biggest headings down underneath. Women's football, where you can find all the prep to play stuff, which is all really important stuff. Prep to play is something which can be used for boys and girls, and it's all about protecting your body. So it's about jumping in the air and landing on one leg, but having someone push you as well. So we don't want to see knees buckling and all those sorts of things. So it's a really important thing. On here, in the female football space, I think there's 4 videos. They're about 6 minutes each. Highly recommend you look at them. They're fantastic, especially if you're coaching girls. These are the other sections. The tackle the feeling stuff is all about mental health. And we've got coordinators all around the state who are happy to come in and run a tackle your feelings course with your club if you want us to. But we'll be reaching out anyway to come and run them with your clubs. The rookie me stuff, this is the main stuff of what we're going to go through today. That's not that one, this one. All right, so this is a 6-minute video which takes you through basically the whole website, and then I'll talk through it a little bit more.
Access to the AFL coaching curriculum through the Rookie Me Coach platform is really simple. After you have renewed your coaching accreditation for the season, simply go to coach.afl and click the login button on the top right corner. Here you'll be asked to enter your login details to gain access. On the homepage, you can access the Rookie Me Coach platform in two ways, through the nav bar at the top or the tile with training activities and sessions. The first thing you will need to do is set up your team. Team name, team age, team gender, skill level, and total players. All the information you set in this section will totally customise the whole system just for you, from activities to training sessions and the education provided to support your coaching. Be aware that after you set your team up, you can't alter the key settings of team name, age, and gender. Set up your team jumper. Now every player on the system will now be wearing your team colours. Now create your team. You now have a system set up just for you and your team. As you step into the system, you are met with the activity library. Here you will see all the activities that are relevant to your chosen age and skill level that are on the system. You will notice some activities have crowns on them, indicating they are part of a premium subscription for the system. It is important to note that all of the standard non-premium activities have been carefully selected by the AFL and allow all coaches access to these activities that are critical to the AFL coaching curriculum. The dynamic filter system is structured around the three phases of the game. It explores every moment in a game, giving coaches the ability to search for an activity that is focused on a strategy they are eager to work on. After selecting an activity, you explore the activity setup and education. A walkthrough of the activity is made up of clear animation of the setup and each step, as well as dynamic language to interact with, to gain a better understanding of the activity. At the bottom of each activity are the learning outcomes that can be used to educate your players on that specific area within an activity. As we all know, there are many things to teach within any activity. On the Rookie Me Coach platform, every activity has been carefully assessed and learning outcomes have been assigned into primary, secondary, and tertiary focus points. The primary focus for any activity is identified with the primary badge, and in this case, there is one primary focus for this activity. When we explore a learning outcome, we see a title, a description of that outcome, and coaching points, which expands the outcome to explore valuable coaching resource of what to look for and what to ask, putting the tools you need in your hands to coach the focus points. To expand the options of what to focus on, click the down arrow on the Relevance tab and find out what else you can coach in the same activity. When you have selected a learning outcome that you want to focus on for this session, pin it. Now you can access the key information on the run. The AFL coaching curriculum can be found in the sessions area at the top nav bar on the Rookie Me Coach system. Through our relationship with the AFL, as a standard subscription user, everyone has full access to every session in the coaching curriculum. These sessions aim to simplify the process to be easy to deliver and keep your players engaged, educated, and enjoying their training. The sessions have been designed around the principles of play related to the three phases of the game: attacking, defending, and contesting, and exploring a variety of different learning outcomes. Each session is set up with a session overview, specifically the session goal and session outcome, and the session requirements, helping with space, equipment, and coaching requirements to complete the session. You can view each activity and see an image, description, what to look for, what to ask, and a way to change it to add variety to the activity. If you want to see the activity in full, click on View, and it will take you to the full activity. As a standard user, you can now run this session from here. You have full access to the list of activities and can view the education on your phone or iPad, or simply click the print button in the top right to get a full layout of checklist and each individual activity. If you're interested in accessing more functionality and check out the premium, simply click the upgrade button in the top right corner and it can walk you through your options, even offering a 7-day free trial if you want to take a look for yourself. Some of the key features in upgrading are accessing a dynamic session management system, including Quick Start to generate a session on the run, or build and customise your own sessions. Session Run, where you'll have full access to all your activities, a timer so you're always aware of how long training or an activity is going, and a score counter to keep track of games. Creating collections, never lose sight of your favourite activities. Create multiple teams, where you can easily flick between teams and access completely different activities, training sessions and education for each team you coach. Expanding the activity library and much, much more. We at Rookie Me are committed to innovate this exciting tool into the future, and we thank you for your efforts. We are proud to support the coaches of this great game.
As you can see, that there's a lot to unpack there in the 6 minutes, and this is a program where you can use it as much as you want or as little as you want just to get new ideas from drills. Like, you can go in the search bar, you can just type in the word game and it'll come up with all these little small-sided games, handball games, bits and pieces that you can play, attacking, defending ones. It's, like I said, it's a library that I haven't seen anything like it before, and it's only 12, 18 months old. That's why a lot of people don't know about it, know where to find it and how to use it. To the point where, you know, everyone rocks up at training hoping to have 20 kids rock up and then you have 10. You go, what am I going to do now? Or to the point of you getting there from work 5 minutes before training starts and I don't have a session planned. The quick start button on it, which you all get access to 10 of these when you sign up as once you do your reaccreditation, you automatically get access to Rookie Me on a standard platform. And as junior coaches, you get access to 10 quick start sessions. So you can literally press quick start and in 10 seconds, it will formulate a whole training session for you. You just put in the time that you wanted. It'll put 4 drills in for you. It'll put all the cones you need, how many balls you need, how many bibs you need, tell you exactly what it is in the space of 10 seconds. And if you have 20 kids in there and then all of a sudden you have 10 rock up at training, you just reprogram, you just put in 10 instead of 20 and it'll change the whole thing. Change the amount of cones, change the amount of balls, everything like that. It's absolute gold. Like, I coached the grammar boys up. I played 14 years of AFL footy and I still can't remember the drills that I did. Maybe that's too many hits in the head or I just can't remember them. So I use it when I'm on the way to training. It's built on a platform. At the moment, they're working on an app to have it for your phone and your iPad, but the platform is built to use on your phone and on an iPad anyway. So when you're at training there, and you can just look through your training, flick through it, you can have it there to try and set it up or explain to the kids as you're doing it as well. It's an education-based platform, so everything, it gives you the information, the learning outcomes of the drills, how you should describe the drill, what we're trying to focus on, the types of questions that you should ask your kids to get them to find the answers. Like, seriously, if you haven't got on it, or even if you have, I can guarantee there's parts of it that you haven't found yet as well. So spend the time using it, even if you just want to use it for new ideas, which is majority of what happens with coaches. I want some new drills, kids are bored, that sort of stuff. Use it for that. It's gold for that. So this is the prep to pay part that I was talking about as well. These are the 4 videos that are in there as well. So your ground balls, coaching a tackler, coaching the ball carrier, so the opposite side of it. One for when you're being tackled, one for how to tackle properly. And your aerial stuff, which is more important than what most people see. As soon as you leave the ground, the slight adjustment to your body has a readjustment to everything else. So it's really important. These videos and this prep to play was made by the late Danny Frawley, my first coach. Loved education space, loved female footies as well. It was a big passion of his. So he's the one that was a big pusher in this to set this up, and it's an amazing program. So I highly recommend you do it, but not only for girls. Like, we mainly set it up for girls because they were new to the sport no matter what age, but boys can always do with balance drills and bits and pieces as well. We don't want anyone hurt in our game. Has anyone any questions so far on anything? No, there's a bit of information in this session. It's not a long session, but there's a lot of information here. That Rookie Me video will get sent out to Tony and he'll flick it out to your club, so you can watch that anytime you like and have a look at it. And it'll tell you where to go into here, along with some other bits and pieces as well. Yep.
You had that slide up before where you had the warm-up or the fun started.
Yeah.
Session four quarters. Do you use that? Is that recommended structure for you? Is that this one? Yeah.
This one here.
It's really interesting.
This is, like I guess the way we look at it at Energized Warm-Ups. You remember when I was talking about having the kids engaged right from the start, being up and about, so that you have them that way through the whole session. We'll go through that sort of thing outside shortly, the way we use it. Then this is generally how you want your training sessions to flow, and that's why we break them up into quarters to give them breaks as well. So we have our Energizer warm-up, unstructured free play, giving kids the ability to explore. That's about exploration for them. Snaps, kicking the ball along the ground, those sorts of things. That's about themselves teaching teaching themselves stuff. Then the Energizer thing. Then the main bulk of your training session is high repetition of skills. So high touches, those sorts of stuff. Some decision-making stuff you can throw in there as well, which will be small-sided games. You know, when it's 2v3 and trying to, or 2v4 and trying to get the two to try and get the ball off the other four, those sorts of things as well, making them make decisions, one's at the ball, one's at the receivers, those sorts of things as well. The art of coaching for kids, for me, is something I call coaching without realising you're coaching, or coaching them without realising you're coaching them. So taking training sessions in a way that you're teaching them stuff, but they don't realise they're being taught. They just think they're having fun. Right, that's the real art of coaching kids.
There's a lot of research done by Deakin Uni around this, and remember too, you're coaching kids who are in schools, and classrooms are operating this way as well, so they're not going any longer than that 10 or 15 minutes before they get a change, and it forces coaches into not just going along with one drill or two drills and spending a whole hour doing that. Kids are conditioned now to a change fairly regularly. Yeah,
change regularly, but also not standing around either, not standing in lines, not running laps. Right? So there's got to be change, but it's got to be quick change as well. So you've got to be able to get in, get your point across. And the only way you can do that quickly with kids, because how hard is it sometimes when you've got 9-year-old boys flicking balls out the back and mucking around and stuff, the only way you keep them engaged for a whole session is by getting them early. This all comes back to how you start training, like I was talking about before. If you get them excited and into it, engaged in the training session, they'll give you your engagement for the whole training session. Okay? So we'll go through that again.
Finishing with the game, you know,
that's right.
Carrot there all the time.
Always.
Finishing off.
And it doesn't matter what type of game you play either. Just some sort of game. There is one thing that's universal with football players, whether they be 3 or they be 53, is they're all competitive. They all want to play games. That's universal with everyone who plays their sport. So this is just final points. The Interchanger platform, I don't know if many of you know about that either. Interchanger is purely a platform which is used for how long a kid's been on the ground, in what position, all bits and pieces. So it's actually a really good platform. They've actually just been acquired by Rookie Me. So they've joined together and they're redesigning their platform at the moment to mould in with Rookie Me. So which is really exciting, and that's going to be a joint thing, but that won't probably happen till about May, I think, at this stage. But I just want to make you aware of it because there is a chance that you'll come across this platform as well. We're talking to the associations as well about how we might get it integrated, because we know that the time on ground with kids things is big, obviously, with the junior grades. So, and having a team manager having to track that and how hard it can be sometimes. This will help you do it. So we're looking at it. They use it in the Northwest at the moment. They've made it mandatory last year and it went really well for them. So, and that was when they were on their own, but now they're in with Rookie Me. So just want to make you aware of that may come across your desk at some point. The mentor program. Anyone, have you all heard about the mentor program as such just yet? Read anything about it? All right, so the mentor program, what we've done is we've decided that we want, especially with our junior clubs, to throw as much support around you as we can. So what we've set up is I've hired 10 mentors, casual mentors under me, who are coaches from your local areas, who are getting around to all the junior clubs at different times to help with trainings. Be on the ground for support, be there, take trainings if you want them to, or give you ideas, talk to your club presidents, coaches, any issues you've got, anything like that. You will see you will see a mentor once every 2 weeks at training. So you'll see someone that's connected with the AFL out at your training sessions every 2 weeks. Right? Scott Murray here is one of ours from down here. So Scott has made, all the mentors this week were making contacts with all their clubs, presidents and stuff to start to introduce themselves, introduce the program. Mick is obviously involved, as you all know Mick as well. Who else have we got here? Ben Beams is down here being involved as well. And who's the other one? Brad Willis is the other one as well. So those guys are being employed by us to be around and help you guys. All right, they're all passionate about coaching and coaching kids, so use them up. They'll come to training, they'll take training drills, they'll take a whole training session if you ask them to. And you'll see them every couple of weeks, which is something that hasn't been done here before, and it hasn't been done around Australia either. We're very lucky in the sense that we've been given the resources to be able to put this program together, and it's something there's been a fair bit of work going to it as well, which I'm really excited about. Along with that, I'll be travelling around the state during the year as well, and I'll be coming out to training sessions with the mentors, doing whatever I need. But like I said, I have a hard time saying no as well. So if you in particular, or as a club or whatever, want me to come out and do something, I will. That's fine, that doesn't bother me. The Rookie Me guys have said to me, right, if there's a club or 1 or 2 clubs that really want to delve into the platform, let me know, we'll set it up. And they'll set up a webinar. I'm planning to bring them down here a couple of times this year to actually run sessions as well. We spoke about it just a couple of weeks ago about running 3 nights in a row, sort of a 45-minute online session where it's a bit of a deep dive and whoever is around wants to do it. We thought about doing it 3 nights in a row, the same presentation, so that we all know you've got training in your own commitments, so you might be able to jump into one of those in particular. So we were going to do that at the end of this month, but because coming up the start of the season and everything and everyone being busy and stuff, we're probably going to leave it probably till the end of April, once things have settled down a bit. But you can see by the amount of support that I'm trying to get across here is we want you to use it though. Like, we can only tell you so much, but we're here to help. We want our coaches to be having a good time, our kids to be having a good time. We want, as a state, to sort of be coaching our kids all the same way. Because at the end of the day, we want our kids to improve, all right? It's not about us anymore. We had our time when we were little. So we want our kids to have that enjoyment out of it. The Devils program. So the Devils program, probably not the TSL club for you guys. The Devils program, what we're working at is the Devils high performance program coaches in all regions are opening their doors. So we're putting together something at the moment which will come out to the clubs as well, which will be like a booking system. So, and you'll have the opportunity once a fortnight, there'll be an open training session that you have an invite to go to. I think down here it'll be a Tuesday night, anywhere from, about 4:30 onwards, and there'll be a booking system. So if you want to go along to that training session, it's an easy click of a button. You say you're going to go there, so just so they know how many coaches are coming down. And we want you guys to be involved in that high performance, see how they do it. Take little bits of advice anywhere you want. They're always looking for coaches on the up and rise as well to get involved. They're always looking, all right, that coach knows a bit, let's try and get them involved a bit more. All right, so that's working both ways. And they're more than happy to have 40 of you guys rock up at training, but they just need to know how many. So that's another thing that's really exciting for us as well. The coaching webinars, which is the last thing I'll touch on. So once a month, probably starting the end of April. At the moment, I'm just waiting to hear back from a couple of people, is going to be an online webinar coaching forum, which is a very casual, laid-back approach where if you're around the place, you want to jump on and have a chat, all things coaching, you're more than welcome to. But the different side of this is I'll be bringing in a guest presenter, yes, presenter, from another sport. So not from footy, to talk either something specific about the way they coach, the way their sport is coached. At the moment, fingers crossed, I'm hoping it'll be someone from either the EPL or the NFL, because I've got some good mates over there. So, which would be like invaluable for me as well. It's something I'm really excited about as well. I'm trying to lock that away. So that'll only be once a month. Whether you're around, whether you're not, you'll be aware of it. You'll be made aware of it. And to go along with that, there'll be, which will probably be up by the end of next week, will be a public coaching calendar, which you will all have access to. You'll be able to click on, have a look at the calendar throughout the year and see all the major things coach education wise that you may be wanting to get involved in. So that's purely just for this state. In the actual CoachAFL platform, there are other webinars and things that you can look up on there as well, that you can go and see. All the AFL coaches just did their rounds of 6 webinars where 3 coaches every week or 2 weeks sat down and talked all things coaching, which you had access to through there. I'm not sure if many of you knew about it. But they're actually on there as well, and you can still go back and look at the videos as well. So there is a lot more stuff on there, depending on how full on you want to get into your coaching stuff. You might be at the start of your coaching journey, the middle, or getting towards the end. But if you want to learn something new, which you always can, there are spaces for it. So that's the inside stuff done.